Shapes Around the World, a two-dimensional geometric shapes unit for K to second grade students. Math TEKS. Students use basic shapes and spatial reasoning to model objects in their environment and construct more complex shapes. Students are able to identify, name, and describe basic two-dimensional shapes. Art TEKS. Identify the elements of art including line, shape, color, texture, and form, and the principles of design including emphasis, repetition/pattern, and balance in nature and human-made environments. During this lesson, students will be working with two-dimensional shapes, including circles, triangles, rectangles, squares, special rectangles, rhombuses, and hexagons. Students will be applying shapes to real-life scenarios in their surrounding environment. The learning objective is for students to be able to identify basic shapes and identify its attributes. Students will be able to identify the number of sides of the shapes mentioned before. Lastly, students will be able to compare the similarities and contrast the differences between the shapes taught.
The teacher will begin the lesson by engaging students with a book. The teacher will read Shapes That Roll by Karen Nagel. These will deepen their knowledge to two-dimension shapes. Throughout the reading, the teacher will ask questions such as, what does this shape look like? Who can show me a shape of a square, circle, triangle, and different things around the classroom? The teacher will continue to ask questions comparing shapes to real-life objects. This interaction will keep students thinking and knowing that shapes are all around us. For the exploration part of the lesson plans, students will be handed a worksheet with the image of a robot. The robot is composed of different shapes. Students will create shapes and place them on top of the robot, creating a like form of a puzzle. The teacher will provide the necessary materials and will give the instructions to all the students. The students will have the robot worksheet, construction paper, markers, traceable mats, scissors, and glue. For the explanation side of the lesson plan, teachers will then announce to the students that they will be learning about shapes in a more detailed form. First, the teacher will display a shape to the class either by drawing it on the whiteboard or using interactive whiteboards. The teacher will ask the students to raise their hands and say the names of the shapes. Second, the teacher will discuss the shape's attributes as a class. This may include, but not limited to, the numbers of sides, angles, and line curved segments. Third, the teacher will draw a circle on the whiteboard or interactive board. The teacher will ask the class how many edges does the circle have. After some discussion, the teacher will ask questions such as, what is the difference between a square and a circle? At this point, the teacher will briefly mention to the class that the circle does not have any edges, vertices, since they aren't straight lines, or corners on a circle. Lastly, the teacher will continue on drawing more shapes, such as how many sides does a triangle have? Are they straight or curved? How many corners does a triangle have? How many sides does a rectangle have? Etc.
Students will write a brief reflection of what they have learned about shapes. They will then make a table of 2 rows by 2 columns in a box form. First, students will write on the first square the term. This may be a circle, a square, a triangle, or for that matter, any other two-dimensional geometric shape. Second, students will define the shape, including its attributes. This may include the number of sides, if the shape has a straight or curvy edge on the second square. Third, students will draw a picture of the shape on the third square. Fourth, students will have the opportunity to draw a real-life example of that shape on the fourth square. This may include a triangle as a resemblance of a slice of pizza, or a circle as a clock. The teacher will then guide and supervise the students in case any of them have a question or doubt. Students will be working independently in their tables or have the opportunity to sit on the floor.
For the closure part of the lesson plan, the students will be asked to get their journals and write 2 things. First one will be to write anything new that they learned about shapes, and the second one will be anything that they might not understand or a question that they want to ask the teacher.